Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the City of Healing, where the city resides within. This is your sister, Sinette Tarangela. Wanted to come in after a nice long walk and just do a brief share. Wanted to discuss a very interesting topic. Wanted to document and ask some very local young people about their thoughts on current events. Specifically about the Wade versus Roe turnover by the Supreme Court. Let me first say this is not any bashing of anybody's thoughts and feelings or religious views. It's none of that. I am not nor or for abortions. I very much so believe that it's a personal choice. I am spiritual. I'm not religious. I can't say you're going to be banished to hell if you do, if you have any thoughts of doing it. I do feel that people should have the autonomy over their own body. However, law is law, and if it's the supreme law. If they are ruling it as such right now, it's not necessarily God's law, because there could be various views on that as well. But that is not basically my purpose for making this video, but basically to document some views and thoughts on it. And like I said, it's not to bash anyone's thoughts or views, just documenting my thoughts and basically to see what young people are feeling. And these are children of mine, 2 of them. And that's my idea. I wanted them to just say something about how they feel about it, because they are going to be most influenced by it. And I feel it's more of a spiritual event that's going on, even though our emotions, our egos are involved with us having that autonomy taken away from us. Some people feel. I've chosen to feel it as more of a spiritual shift and making it so not necessarily religious, but more spiritual in the way that we view our lives, in the way that we view our partners, who we choose to have children with, but if the portal is open, which is the womb, the woman's womb, the woman, if it's open, then there's definitely potential for pregnancy. My son, who is 19, I was on protection. The father was protected, and he was sure he didn't want any more kids, and my son still arrived. So I still have that birth control packet to this day, wondering how he got here. So if spirit is ready to enter this world to complete a mission, it's going to come here, especially if the portal is open. And I'm not going to go into whether the baby is a spirit or a soul, or if we're killing babies. I'm not going to get into that because that's a very, very, very touchy subject. Of course, life is life, whatever and however you define it. If it's the way you feel about it, it's definitely the way you feel about it. That's not my purpose. I'm not banishing. I'm just, documenting my thoughts and the thoughts of this interview that I'm going to do with these young people to see how they feel about this shift, this spiritual shift, about the potential new entities coming into this spirit realm. Anyway, this not spirit realm, but this physical realm. Anyway, just one moment, and when they are ready, I will start. Okay, I have Delaney here, and we have not rehearsed, which is my usual thing. Don't really rehearse the videos, but we have not rehearsed. I did ask her if she felt okay with talking about the Wade versus Roe overturned by the Supreme Court and her thoughts on it, and she was open to doing so. So I would just basically let her briefly say her thoughts, and if any questions or concerns arise, then we will further discuss. Hello, Delaney.
Hey, how you doing?
Okay.
My thoughts on the case. I haven't really read on it or really have paid attention to it. I've seen it on social media, but I haven't went on any news reporting articles or anything. I feel like women should be able to make their own decision when it comes down to abortions, or when it comes down to any type of decisions that they want to make with babies. I feel like no baby should be aborted, but if that's your decision, and if you feel like you're not ready for a baby, or you feel like you can't get along with your significant other and things with him is toxic, and you feel like it's not a good way to bring in a child, and you just want to do that, then that's perfectly fine.
Okay. So, do you feel that it was right for the Supreme Court to make that ruling that no woman can have an abortion?
I feel like it wasn't right because, like I said before, nobody should make a decision for abortion. Because then it just brings more and more things and more babies into the world. And there's been a lot of pregnancies lately, and there's been a lot of babies coming to this world. And not saying that it's a bad thing, but it's been a lot. Sometimes pregnancy can be a lot on people. So honestly, I feel like it was a bad idea.
Yeah. So, do you think it will be more that people will make more conscious decisions about who they sleep with before, having sex with someone?
No, I feel like people would still do what they want to do, because at the end of the day, if they want to go and lay down with this guy and have unprotected sex, and that's what they're going to do.
Okay. Do you think that the Supreme Court's ruling is going to stop abortions?
No, it's not going to stop abortions, because people are going to do what they want to do at the end of the day. Okay. And honestly, if they stop it, I feel like it stops the money. Because people can make money off abortions, and abortions is expensive.
Okay. So, do you know somewhere that there are legal and illegal abortions performed?
I don't, but I've seen on social media places where you can go, like places in Durham, Raleigh, Greensboro, Charlotte, and all across North Carolina, Chapel Hill, Cary.
But not anymore. You heard of any illegal places like, since it's illegal now, then there are places that I can go if I needed to have an abortion. Have anybody started talking about that yet?
No. I have not heard anything about that.
How do you feel about this probably being not necessarily religious, but spiritual ruling by the Supreme Court? What do you think about that? What do you think their purpose of doing it is?
I feel like the purpose of doing it is, I feel like, I don't know if they're trying to teach somebody a lesson on trying to have more protected sex, or they're just trying to tell somebody what they can and what they can't do with their body.
Okay, you think there's any other type of agenda with it?
Nah, not really. I feel like it's more to come though.
So, do you think that this affects you directly?
It doesn't really affect me directly, but I will say that I have an opinion on it.
Yeah.
Because I feel like at the end of the day, nobody should be forced to have an abortion if they don't want to have one.
Okay. Or forced not to.
Or forced not to have an abortion, but I feel like at the end of the day, it's always going to be something in the whether they're going to start doing. Like, next step, it might be birth control. Next step, it might be Plan Bs. Next step, it may be condoms.
And so you think it's progressive, like territorial or dictatorship, telling people what they can and can't do.
Yeah.
This is
Basically
just
dictatorship and yep, and yeah.
Okay. So, do you feel that, making this ruling will have people protesting? You think it'll be a protesting against it? Would you be into the protesting of it?
Yeah, I would be in the protest, but I just feel like it's a lot of more things that I feel like it should be protested about, not just abortions.
Okay. All right. Will you be protesting for pro-life, or will you be protesting about women's rights?
Women's rights.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Delaney. Any other thoughts? Okay. Hello. We have another young interviewee, and his name is Kermit Smith Jr. He'll introduce himself and tell us what he thinks about the Roe versus Wade overturned by the Supreme Court. If he don't mind, I snagged him up on a visit, so I'm glad he stopped by or around so we can get a male perspective of what's going on.
Okay, so Kermit Smith here. The first thing I want to say is I don't really have a lot of knowledge on the total situation that's going on, but I do have a little bit of information, so I'm gonna speak from my perspective.
Okay. All right. So, what did you hear? What is the Roe versus Wade overturn? What happened with
I've
that?
been hearing that I think it was Texas, right? I don't know the state, but one of these states have now officially made it where you can't have abortions. And everybody's upset. I'm not really sure if it's for the whole world. I know it was one state. Is it the whole world? That's
Yeah.
okay. So, yeah.
Not the whole world, but that's the
Yeah,
Supreme Court.
in the United States, no more abortions. When does it go into effect?
Okay. And
I'm asking, when does it go into effect?
I think right away. I'm thinking.
Okay, so that was just quick rundown. My fault.
Okay.
My perspective on it is, I don't know. It's kind of confusing by the government or whoever is in charge to make the ruling. In this day and age, right now, with what we have going on in 2022, it's a lot of things we, as United States, have to correct and have really. It's a lot of things we could be focusing our attention to other than abortion. So abortion shouldn't even be on the topic or the conversation of what's going on right now. Not saying that it's not important or anything. It's just that we have some serious issues right now with the United States going on, and we're talking about abortions. On the other end, it is confusing from the government's part or the Supreme Court's part because it questions the whole CPC, Child Protective Service, CPS. It kind of, it's a lot that it's gonna come with no more abortions. So are you really ready for what comes with that? Because it's gonna be a lot of parents that's gonna neglect their kids. It's gonna be a lot of kids that has to grow up in terrible environments. So it's just like, what's the bigger picture? What's the greater outlook to it? And I don't see a great outcome from it. I honestly think it is something bad or maybe we should, some exceptions, it should be abortions, but I don't know, to just say that somebody shouldn't, to just say it's no more abortions is just kind of crazy, especially when it's people's hard-earned money. Like, you work hard for that money. If you decide that's what you want to do with, or maybe you're just not at that point in life that you want to be, or a child might hold you back or anything. And it's just, things happen, and abortion is the right way to go about things, other than having a child and neglecting that child and bringing that child into this world into a bad environment and stuff like that.
Okay, that's an excellent point.
Yeah.
I feel. What do you feel the male contribution is towards, or your perspective as to how it will affect you, how you go into future relationships, knowing that the girl can't have an abortion? If so, or if this is not really the woman that you want to be with, or if the timing wasn't right, or she decided that she wanted abortion and you didn't agree with it.
I mean, it's sticky. It's like, it's tough situations of, it could all, it's different little things of how it could play out. Me personally, I don't honestly like abortion, but I'm not one to say you can't have an abortion. Like, if that's, and especially as a male, it's the female's decision. Like, even if I want to keep the child, like, like if me and the female are together and I want to keep the child, if she decides that she wants to abort the child, that's her decision. She's the one that carries the child. So it's just like, at the end of the day, the female should definitely be the one that has the say so. Knowing that they can't have an abortion though, it just makes the world a little bit more scary. Hopefully people are a little bit more aware of the situations that's gonna go on. And a cure, I think. Yeah, I think.
Okay. Would you make any protests for more women's rights or male rights as to whether women can have abortions or not? Because statistics say that men are the ones that really embark on saying that women need to have the abortions. They are the ones that influence the woman's decision to have abortions. Would you say that was a true statement?
Yes, I mean, I feel like the women, should definitely be in charge of that. I just still don't understand, like, you take that away, and it just falls back onto right now what we have going on in the world. Like, it's too much stuff going on in the world.
Exactly.
We have a lot of stuff, and it's just, I don't know, like, maybe we're trying to, because we're definitely going to expand the population a lot. And right now, I think my knowledge is not really on point with it, but I want to say we're already in some type of global warming, or we're already like over capacity in a lot of states. It's just, I don't know. Like, I don't understand the good that's coming from this, honestly.
Some people would say religious wise, which do you feel a religion has a lot to do with the decision, or some people's view? Because some people are out there saying, hey, you killing it, it's against religion, you're gonna go to hell. Some people are viewing it as that. Do you think that's more of a stronghold as to the decision of the Supreme Court?
I mean, I just think the first thing, when it comes to religion, it shouldn't have anything to do with their decision, like a Supreme Court's decision, anything like that. I just think, even if they think, because you know what I'm saying, like, okay, so let's just say whoever the judge or whoever's in charge, they're a Christian, and they're the ones that decide that nobody can have abortions and stuff like that. But what if you have a Muslim family or an Indian family that lives here, you know what I'm saying, that's not Christian, or somebody else that's not, that it's a different religion? You can't make rules based upon your, religion. So I just think that religion shouldn't even be in the conversation of it. I think we should just be like, it's one of those things, like, how does it affect the world? How does it affect women? What type of events go on? Like, stuff like that. And it's just, every time you weigh it up, it's no good. Like, it's just, with protesting though, I'm gonna be real. I'm a male. I will support. Like, I'm definitely there. I don't know.
Yeah, but But you think this will make you, will it impact or change your view or going into a future relationship?
No, I don't think so. I mean, it would just be, like, I don't know, like, you have a lot of males that are the ones that want to abort the child, so I'm not really sure. Me personally, no, I would keep the child, but I don't know what some males are gonna do that don't want to have the baby.
Right.
And it's gonna be a lot of tough situations in the world.
Yeah.
Hopefully, the emergency overturned.
But you made a good point, though. It's so many other things that we should be worried about, other than abortions. What would you say one of those other things would be?
Well, the main thing is still coronavirus. We are still dealing with that. People are still getting cases of coronavirus on the daily. I think that's going under the rug. I think people are also forgetting the Ukraine situation. We're sending billions of dollars to them, so it's just like we need to clean that situation up. Then it's just like here, like we're deciding that, okay, so no more abortions, so that means more babies, more people, more population, more all of this. We already have problems right now in the United States with assistance, all type of like maybe it would be okay if you were helping people and the government was helping you or doing stuff like that, but you're forcing people to have kids and now you're not gonna help them at all in no type of aspects. But if something happens to that child, those parents are getting locked up. So it's just like I don't understand that when they know, the parents know from the jump that the environment is gonna be bad, it's not good for the child. So it's, I don't know. With the world events, I think that's the main two major ones that I can really think of.
Yeah.
Other than that, I mean, crime, like we have so much more to worry about. Like, I mean, you could ban guns. Like, literally everybody. If we just ban all guns off the whole world, like, it just.
Yeah. That's interesting. Okay.
That's how I feel, though. I just feel like, I don't know.
Okay.
It's.
All right. Well, thank you for stopping in, sharing your point of view. Very good point of view, and something that I can also consider, and we can look back on and see how we feel about it in the future as well. All right. Thank you, sir. Kermit Smith. Okay.
One of my eyes kept blinking with the world.
All right. Those were two of my children, Delaney Smith and Kermit Smith. They shared their views, and it'd be interesting to hear what other young people's views, because they are the future. And it's some interesting times that we are in. So I just wanted to get an impromptu session of their thoughts to see how young people are thinking about what's going on. At least one aspect, one topic of discussion of how they feel about what the Supreme Court decision is about overturning the Roe versus Wade abortion. Anyway, thanks for visiting the city. Hope that y'all enjoy the rest of your evening. Take care.